Guys, we got a dumpster fire here at Wabash, Redlands Boulevard, or not, Lagonia. Wabash and Lagonia. Come up here. So I don't know, man. Somebody threw a lit cigarette in there or something. Somebody did something, man. It's like it's all burned right there, huh? Oh, maybe not. Maybe they tried to cover graffiti. Yeah, we got a dumpster fire at Wabash and Lagonia. Lagonia turns into Highway 38. And if you keep going down, it'll take you to Big Bear Lake. Well, Big Bear City first, and then you go into Big Bear Lake after. Because there is Big Bear City and there's Big Bear Lake. The difference is Big Bear Lake is literally, well, there is a Big Bear Lake, and then the community of Big Bear Lake is usually the residences around the lake itself. Big Bear City is the community usually when you're out away from the lake and you just start getting into just homes in the mountains, and then they call that Big Bear City. And if you keep going, you come into Sugarloaf. Oh, it must have been okay. Ooh. You get into Sugarloaf, which is I mean, it's smaller homes all pushed together. And usually if the cops get called, it's usually either Big Bear City or Sugarloaf. They get a lot of calls from Sugarloaf, or they used to. I don't know if they still do, but what am I talking about that? I'm down here in Redlands. I'm a flatlander. So is there a guy over here? Is that who they're talking to? Let me see what's going on over here. Oh, there is a guy there. All right, so I was standing over here, over there the whole time. There's a guy right there. So he'll probably get arrested. Probably trying to stay warm. Hell of a way to stay warm. I feel bad for him too, you know, but I know I'm going to get some critics that go, why don't you take him to your house then if you feel bad for him? Why don't you give him food? You know, there's always people that, and I'm thinking, why don't you? I don't see you doing anything, okay? But I do feel bad for people like this, but you know, a lot of times, when people have tried to help these homeless, especially in Skid Row in Los Angeles, they don't want help. And I mean that. They did a story once on Skid Row. It was an interest piece. It was on, I think it was Eyewitness 7 News that was doing the interest piece. And they were asking this lady about going to, and she was one of a few they talked to, where they said, you know, why don't you, the city's offering help. They were going to take you somewhere, or they can, you know, house you And she said, why? Why should I do that? Why should I go somewhere where there's rules? I'm out here living free. That's what she said. So even when offered, you know, housing and all that, a lot of times they turn it down. They say, no, I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. It's almost like despair, you know, almost like they've just given up on life. It hurts, man. You know what? I mean, I don't have a lot of money to help. So he is going to arrest him, probably for suspicion of arson. So it's going to be suspicion of arson. Yeah, I thought they were going through that dumpster right there. And then I said, well, let's go around and see what's going on in this other dumpster. And that guy was sitting right there. Dude, my timing is impeccable. I must have like some weird, you know, the force must be with me because as I was driving, the fire truck went right by me, you know. So I said, oh, I thought that was a police car that turned. I said, that looks like a police car turned behind the fire department. Let's go see what's going on. Sure enough. Well, you know the upside is, and people are going to criticize me for this, but the upside is that he is going to get something to eat. You know, and if he's in there for any length of time, he might get a shower. But he's definitely going to have a place to lay his head tonight. Where he can get, they'll bring him breakfast, maybe a sandwich with some chips, juice, something like that. I keep hearing noise behind me. I'm like, who's walking behind me? There's nobody back there. But, so that's the upside. He will get something to eat. You know, at the jail. I mean, no, we don't want people to get arrested. But sometimes, at the risk of criticism, we'll say sometimes that's probably one of the best things for them. You know, because he was sitting here, he was in despair. I mean, he really looked like, you know, he was just giving up on life. But maybe if he gets some time, you know, he can get back on his feet, get some food, maybe even get some medical, get help, get healthy again. Maybe get back on his feet, you know. I mean, I'm not really I'm not really pro putting people in jail, but you find somebody like this, I mean, what are you gonna do, you know? Because I'm not a rich man. I can't just help everybody who's homeless, but I can pray for them, which I've done, but you know, the big thing is you got to really give them physical help. And we could pray for them and God will bless them, sure, but we're still going to be on the streets and in despair and hungry. And so I guess what I'm saying is for this guy particularly, going to jail tonight is probably one of the best things for him. Because he'll get to lay his head somewhere and he'll get something to eat. So I think it's a, you know, plus you don't want this. I mean, that could have been disastrous. Some of the fire get up on these shingles. Boom, you got a fire and this place is going down. Or these trees, all these pine trees right here. They're not pine trees. What is that tree? Some of you horticulturists tell me what that is. That does look like a pine though. I think that is a, I don't know, a fir tree maybe. Fir. I digress. But no, the cinders and stuff get up in these trees. They're going down. This apartment building's going down. Yeah, this could have been a lot more disastrous. So the cop's gonna take off, taking the guy to jail. It's kind of cold out tonight too. I'm here to tell you, I know if he started that fire, I know why, because it's cold out there, man. But it's getting there. There's a cold ass breeze, and he just wanted to stay warm. You know, with winter coming, we're probably gonna see a few more of these as people try to stay warm. But at least he'll be somewhere tonight where he can lay his head down, you know, somewhere warm where there's no cold wind on him. And get some sleep, get a sandwich and some stuff in him, you know, get a blanket, all that good stuff. So he's gonna take him to Redlands. Redlands, I don't know if they have their own jail or not, but I do know that Redlands does take people to Central Detention Center in San Bernardino. I've seen Redlands police cars over at CDC. So that might be where he's headed. But like I said, at the risk of criticism, I'm gonna say this is probably the best thing that could happen to him.